turn those knees out, turn the feet out. I know you can't see it in this little video that I have here, but let's have the legs out into sort of like a big giant V there. We're going to place our elbows just sort of in line with our shoulders here. You can make it a little bit harder if we need to, but let's just start with those shoulders. I want you to tuck the tailbone and squeeze the bottom. So you're really pulling that lower belly into that spine as well. As we end, I'm going to pull the shoulders down away from those ears. Keep the hands on the ground as we exhale. Push the hands into the floor, into the mat. I want you to lift the body, head and body up. Shoulders pull down away from those ears. You can really feel the elbows digging into that back there. It might not come up as high as me. You might have to come up a little bit lower. So if you need to, you can come up a little bit higher. Shuffle those elbows in. Shoulders pull back and down. You should really make sure that lower tummy is still pulling into that spine. The pelvis is still pressed into the floor. You haven't lifted up your pelvis at all. And you've got your bottom squeezing as well. Keep the lower back safe. Let's try not to cram the back of the neck here. The back of the neck is nice and long. Really pull down away from those ears. Lower tummy in. And it's a really nice release stretch. You can really hold this for as long as you like. The idea is to really sort of switch off the lower back muscles. Really work the tummy muscles as well as the bottom muscles as well. Now feel a little bit of traction into that lower back. That is okay. You pull the shoulders down away from those ears. And then we're going to exhale, feel the tummy engage, lower all the way down to the ground. So again, to make it easier, have the elbows a little further away. To make it harder, bring the elbows in and you can lift up a little bit further. Now, as we come onto the side, any side is fine to start off with. If you are a right-hander, I would suggest to start on the left though. And if you're a left-hander, I would suggest to start on the right. So, whatever way you want to start is perfect. I want you to place your elbow underneath your shoulder joint. Now that's going to be very, very important. So it's not out too far, it's not in too underneath. So really nice and straight underneath that shoulder joint there. As you look towards the rest of the body there, I want you to bend the knees, have the heels bent out in line with the bottom there, lower tummy put into that spine. Most important thing here is that we're pushing that elbow into that mat, coming up, lifting up over our shoulders. Pull the lower tummy in as we exhale, we're going to lift those hips up. Okay, now you can have the hand onto your hip, you can lift it up to the sky, making sure that the arm isn't going too far back, it's still in your peripheral vision here. I'm going to have it onto my hips there. Now with that lower hip, I want you to really make an effort to twist it forward to the front. You may feel a little bit oblong to start off with, but I guarantee it's doing you the world of good. Pull the lower tummy into that spine. You might find the inner thighs going to squeeze, same with that bottom. Really make sure that everything is squeezing. Take it out of that lower back there. Still pushing up out of that shoulder. Let's go for 3 and 2, and let's ease back on 1. Fantastic. So you can obviously swap over to the other side, which we'll do now. And then you can go back and forth however many times you need to. So setting you up in position. Heels in line with the bottom, knees bent out to the front. You can also absolutely do this onto your feet as well, stretching out those legs. Now, big inhale. Push that elbow down to the mat, lower tummy in. Big exhale, let's lift those hips up. Again, I'm going to stay. I'm just going to move down a little bit so you can see me properly. I'm going to keep my hand onto my hip, lower hip, pushing forward, lower tummy and bottom, squeezing, same with my inner thigh, shoulders are pulled back and down. Keep the neck nice and long, so I'm not trying to arch it up like I was just doing, but keep it nice and long with those shoulders down, lower tummy in. Really feel the connection into the lowest part of that hip and the tummy, and into the bottom and into the thighs. Shoulders are pulled back and down, let's hold it. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower all the way down 1. Now you can swap those over until you feel a little bit of fatigue into the tummy, or you might also get into the shoulder as well. That's all fine as well. So, as you come up onto your hands and knees now, I want you to make sure that those wrists are shoulder width apart and still underneath those shoulders. I want you to do the same with those knees. They're hip width apart underneath those hips there. I want you to dig those toes under. We're going to pull the shoulders down away from those ears. As we inhale, I want you to pull the lower tummy. Say hello to your lower back there. Dig those toes under. As we exhale, we're going to hover the knees a couple of inches in space. I want you to really make sure that lower back and that bottom is really in line with those shoulders there. You should be able to feel this in the tummy straight away. Lower tummy into that spine. Also great for shoulder stability as well. Keeping those shoulders down away from those ears. Let's go for 3 and 2. I want you to lower the knees down and reset the body there. Now if you feel this into your wrist there, you can open up those fingers, grip the fingertips down into the mat, help take away and alleviate some of that wrist tension there. Let's inhale, pull the lower tummy in again, shoulders back. And exhale, hover the knees a couple of inches into that spine, coming nice and straight. Back of the neck nice and long. So someone pulling you from the tip of your head. Shoulders are down away from those ears, lower tummy in, keep going. Let's go, 4 more, you're breathing. 3 and 2, lower the knees all the way down on 1, shoulders are pulled back and down. Bring back up into your hands and knees. Wrists underneath those shoulders, shoulder width apart, knees underneath those hips, hip width apart there. Now as we inhale, we'll start from the very tailbone there, tuck the tailbone under, exhale, let's really push up as we're pushing away our body from the mat. Come up elbow, shoulder blade, lower the head down towards the knees, and then inhale. From the tailbone first, come through neutral, exhale, I want you to reverse the curves. If the chest bone's moving forward, shoulders pull back and down, back of the neck nice and long, try not to cramp it, lower to me, staying low to that spine. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, I'm starting from the tail. As we exhale, flex all the way up, lower the head down towards the knees. Shoulders pull back and down. Inhale, untuck through neutral, lower tummy in, and then exhale, reversing that curve, shoulders down. Inhale, here we go. Now you can do this as many times as you like. It's a beautiful release for the lower back. And it's fantastic to keep the spine, teaching the spine a bit more mobility, to allow you to add a bit more rotation, and from not cramp up into that lower back there. We're going to start by laying down onto the mat. You can just get down really nice and easily. I want you to make sure that those feet are hip width apart, knees are bent at 9 degrees. Arms are down by your sides, making sure the shoulders are relaxed out to the side. Gently pull down away from those ears. The lower tummy slightly pulling in, staying low to the spine. And the bottom of the rib cage is squeezing down towards the hip bones. It's sort of like springs, really tightening there. Breath of fresh air always maintaining that lower back hip. I want you to place the heels of your hands onto your hip bones there. So you can really monitor what the pelvis is doing when we change it up in just a moment. So as we inhale, I want you to start to tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, flatten the lower back into the mat so there's no more air that's allowed in the lower back. And then inhale, untuck through neutral. Exhale, let's reverse the curve there. Good, I want you to continue with those in your own time. So as you can see, if I just take my hand away now, but I'm reversing the curve with a little bit more extra gap underneath my lower back there. Then I pull my belly in, come through neutral, flatten the lower back, and my hand can't come through. Continue with those in your own time. This is a really lovely exercise just to help release the lower back. Start to really warm up those abdominal muscles to help stabilize the spine, and really also start to activate those bottom muscles as well that really help keep the pelvis in a lovely neutral position. Wherever you are, I want you to end and come in halfway in between those two end points there. You'll have a breath of fresh air in that lower back as your lovely neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Now, let's go. Let's move a little bit further so we can really tighten those abdominals. As we inhale, let's pull the lower tummy into the spine. Big exhale, I want you to bring the right leg up in a tabletop. Now, I want you to keep your hands there onto your lower tummy. This is really going to help monitor if you do actually activate those deep abdominal wall muscles or if you release and let them go. To find out if you do or do not, when you move your leg, did the lower tummy push up into your hands or did it stay and remain staying low to the spine there? Really make an effort to do so. I'm going to change it up from here. So as we inhale, I'm going to keep the knee bent, tap the big toe down to the ground, and then exhale, bring the leg back up, keeping the lower tummy pulled into that spine. Inhale, tap it down, watch if that lower tummy rises, exhale, bring it back up. Beautiful. Let's keep going there. Inhale, tap it down, and exhale, bring it back up. Beautiful. So idea is to keep the bottom of the rib cage squeeze down to the lower tummy and the hip bones. Lower tummy squeezing into the spine. Back of the rib cage is heavy along the mat. Breath of fresh air maintains that in your lower back. 2 more. Let's come all the way up on one hold. And I want you to lower about halfway down, pause when we get there. Really make sure the lower tummy is squeezing into that spine as we pulse the leg. So if we're going all the way up, we're going to stop halfway and continue to go down. About 2-inch range. Keep the lower tummy engaged. Let's pulse up 4 and 3 and 2. Let's come all the way up on one hold. Now nothing should be in that lower back at all. All breath of fresh air in that lower back, lower tummy, all pulling in. Now exhale, lower the right leg all the way down to the ground. Let's inhale, reset, pull the lower tummy in. Exhale, bring the leg all the way back up to tabletop. Left leg now, inhale, tap it down. Exhale, bring it up. Good. Maintain that natural curves in the spine with the lower tummy pulling into that spine there. Now, if this does go into that lower back, the pelvis isn't quite neutral there. You're not quite pulling in that lower tummy. If it's still in the lower back and you're sure that you're pulling in that lower tummy there, perhaps pop a pillow underneath your head just to prop the head up a little bit so the spine can be in a little bit more of a neutral position there. Let's go 2 more. Let's come all the way up on one hold, lower tummy pulling into that spine, lower down half on that inhale, and let's pulse here. Let's really pulse. Nice and short, nice and succinct movements with the lower tummy squeezing into that spine. Again, all in the tummy, nothing in that lower back there. Lower back is relaxed in that neutral position. Let's go 3 more. And 2, come all the way up on one, hold when we get up here, lower tummy pulling in, exhale, lower the left leg all the way down, fantastic. Another great stretch is if you have your arms open out to the side, bring the knees and feet together. I want you to take the knees to the right side of the body, turning your head to the left. So in the opposite direction here. It's a nice little release, nice little stretch for the lower back. You can hold it for as long as you like as well. Pull the lower tummy in, feet stay glued onto the ground, so you lift the knees up, feet stay on, before we go to the other side there. So knees to the left hand side, head to the right, shoulders are relaxed back and down, lower tummy in. Keep the feet flat onto the ground, hold as long as you like as well. Pull the lower tummy in on that inhale, exhale, bring the legs all the way up. Beautiful.